What's going on, people? Back with a bang. This is the Money Management, back here with another video for you guys today. So the question on everyone's minds right now, the stock market crash of 2021, when is it happening? What are we supposed to do? How far away are we from it? And what's the best thing we can do to prepare ourselves? Well, in today's video, I'll be answering those questions. And quite frankly, to start off with, I want to say nobody on this earth knows exactly when a market crash will happen. But people, the good thing is there are so many different things we can do to prepare ourselves for when it does come. Now, in today's video, we're going to dive into all these things I just explained. We're going to go into the details. We're going to explain what's been happening recently, what happened throughout 2020. We'll also briefly touch on the crash in 2008. And of course, we'll do some good old diving into the stocks and seeing what's going to happen going forward in the future. Now, before we do that, people, you guys know the drill. These videos take a lot of time, editing, filming, all of this stuff. So drop that thumbs up. It's pretty simple. Just get that out of the way early. You know, when you drop these thumbs ups, it also means there's less likely a market crash will affect your portfolio. So please do drop that thumbs up. Add to that, make sure you guys comment on the video. Let me know your thoughts. Let me know if you think a crash is coming soon. Let me know if you think it's going to happen no time soon. Just let me know what you think in the comment section below. Add to that, make sure you guys share these videos with your friends. Good thing is, you guys have been doing a little bit better job of that recently with sharing these videos. Bad thing is, we've not been sharing them to enough people. So make sure you guys do share them. Now, lastly, but most importantly, let's hit the red button below, people, if you have not subscribed to the channel. I know you guys enjoy watching these videos, but don't just watch them as a ghost. Don't just watch them as a secret follower. Please do subscribe to the channel and hit the red subscribe button because it does show support to the channel and it does help me grow. So yeah, hit the subscribe button. Now, the market crash of 2021. Is it coming? What's happening? What's going on right now with the market? The past 4 weeks, you know, we've seen pullbacks, we've seen corrections, we've seen all sorts of stuff going on. Well, let's start from basics. Let's start from what's been going on in the past 6-7 months. So, we've had many different stocks, tech stocks, growth stocks, all shoot up in value, all shoot up in price. So what happened with a lot of these stocks is many of them out there were overvalued. Many of them out there were overpriced. And you might have heard me say some of this stuff before, but it's good to highlight this because you guys will understand the reasons that I'm going to explain when it comes to the market crash later on in the video. But yeah, right now, if you look at so many different stocks, let's look at Tesla, for example. Tesla, which 1 year ago was $80, by the way, shot up to highs of just under $900 this year. $900, people. Now Tesla's sitting in the 600s, which is a little bit better valuation. But again, Tesla shot up from $80 to $900 within less than a year period. That is a ridiculous growth. I think that's like 9x your money, something like that. Now, look at Apple, for example. Apple recently, or at least last month, shot up to highs of $145 per share. And although now it's only at $120 per share in the 120s, that's not a crazy dip. But again, you see how high these stocks were shooting up? This couldn't continue. Now add that to the growth stocks. You guys have seen so many different growth stocks out there. You saw Palantir, Virgin Galactic, Fuel Cell. I don't even know. There were so many different stocks out there which were growing at incredible rates. Even Plug Power, which was sitting at $4 last summer, shot up to highs of $78 this year. Same with Tattooed Chef. Tattooed Chef was sitting at $15, $16 in December. It shot up to highs of $28 last month. Now this is just a few of a bunch of way more stocks which were overpriced and overvalued. So you guys think this could have just continued and we could keep making money, call options, YOLO and call options, making money, buying stocks up and down? No, that couldn't continue. So the reason I say it couldn't continue is because what was happening with all these stocks, these growth stocks, these tech stocks, actually was unhealthy for them. Stocks should not be shooting up that high. You know, this is not a casino. You know, it felt like we were in Vegas at a few points during the last few months, but we're not in the casino. The value of these stocks was way too high. The price points of these stocks was way too high. You know, Fuel Cell that was sitting at $10 a couple months ago shot up to $29. Like I said, Plug Power, $4 stock within 6-7 months, it's at $78. That should not be happening with stocks. So that was unhealthy for their growth. Now, let's have a look at the NASDAQ. The NASDAQ is something that is very simple. It's a composite index and it's made up of mainly growth and tech stocks, so actually relevant to the stocks I just mentioned. The NASDAQ was sitting at over 14,000 in the middle of February. Compare that to the beginning of November, the first couple of days of November, where it was sitting at under 11,000. So you see the huge difference there. Again, this was not healthy for all kind of stocks. You know, again, like I mentioned, the NASDAQ is mainly full of tech and high growth stocks. So the NASDAQ really gives you a good indication, a strong indication and reflection of what happened with many of these high growth and also tech stocks throughout the past 3-4 months. Like I mentioned, it was not healthy for these stocks. Now, you add into the fact that many different new investors came into the market in 2021 due to the stimulus check, due to new enthusiasm, due to research about the markets, due to the fact that we were in a bull market, seeing videos all over the place, due to GameStop, AMC, due to so many different things. All these factors led a lot of new investors into the market this year. People were downloading Robinhood like no man's business. At the same time, people were jumping onto Webull. If you've not already heard, Webull were giving people 4 free stocks to promote, 2 free stocks to promote. Webull were really pushing their platform out. And many people were just signing up on these platforms like Webull, Robinhood, where it makes it really easy for you guys to invest as new investors. So, new investors in the market, people were excited with the stimulus check, people were excited to get invested in the market, buying different stocks, buying up lots of different stocks. And when this kind of thing happens, of course it pushes the prices up. But here's the issue. When the markets did start to fall off a little bit, when you saw your fuel cells dropping from $29 to $22, $21, when you saw your plugs dropping from $78 to $50, when you saw your tattooed chef dropping from $28 to $20, when you saw Tesla dropping from $850 for those of you who bought there to $700 to $600, when you saw your Apples dropping from $140 to $120, when you saw your Palantirs dropping from $45 to $22, when you saw all this kind of stuff happening, what do you think new investors are doing? Time to sell. Let me get rid of this because it's going to go even lower. It's going to drop off even lower. And I don't want to lose so much money. They were selling their stocks. What do you think new investors are doing? I don't want to buy now because these stocks are super low and they're going to go even lower. And to be honest with you guys, this is perfectly normal. But to retie this back into the main message of today's video, the stock market crash. When a market crash does happen, you guys will know. What we've experienced so far is not a market crash. The Nasdaq dropping 3,000 points is not a stock market crash. Stocks losing 20-30% of their value is not a stock market crash. When you see the stock market lose 10-15%, 20%, that is not a stock market crash. Compare and contrast that to 2008, where you saw stocks lose so much value, drop so much in percentages daily at an alarming rate. When you compare that to even the beginning of the pandemic last year in March, when you saw stocks sell off at a ridiculous rate again, those are stock market crashes. Even if the one from last year was a mini stock market crash, those are stock market crashes. And if we want to prepare for the stock market crashes, what do we do? Well, to begin with, people, the first thing I always say, stay calm, do not panic. I want you guys to remember this. The stocks that fell off last year in March, they've recovered by now. The stocks that fell off in 2008, most of them have recovered by now. If you had invested in 2008, you guys know you'd be sailing right now. If you invested in March last year, you would also be sailing right now. So for those of you out there who are like me, who bought stocks, October, November, December, luckily, even though the stocks have fallen off in the past 5-6 weeks, we still got into these stocks at a price point which we're happy with and where we're still up in a lot of stocks. If you're a newer investor, you got into the stocks mainly January, February, even unfortunately in March, and you saw stocks sell off, you guys need to stay calm. You guys need to remember, these markets will bounce back. But what I want to relate this to is the stock market crash of 2021. When is it going to happen? What's going to happen? Well, when it starts to happen, let me tell you guys this. When it happens, that is the time to be buying. And I don't care if you guys buy up the whole market. Within 3 months, 6 months, when the stocks start to recover, you're going to be happy that you did purchase. If you're someone out there who's more scared of what could happen and you don't want to buy all these stocks right away, you can also dollar cost average. That will save you a lot of headache. Again, for those of you who don't know what dollar cost averaging is, I have a $20 stock, it drops to $18, I buy it there. It drops to $16, I buy it there. I really like the stock. If it drops to 12, I buy it there. Eventually, when it goes to 18 again, I might buy more. That's dollar cost averaging. You're just paying different amounts, getting the stock at different prices, but you like the stock, you're bullish on it, you want to hold it long term. That's dollar cost averaging. For those of you out there who don't like that strategy, go in there with a price point. Go in to say, hey, I like this stock ABC at $10. If it hits $10, I'm gonna buy it up. If it doesn't hit $10, I'm gonna stay away from it. When the market crash comes, when the market crash happens, you will know. What we've had the past few weeks has been scary for those of you who are not used to this, but it's not been a market crash. When the market crash comes, you must be prepared for it. Again, stay calm, do not panic. And staying calm and not panicking also means don't sell. If you have a bunch of stocks that you love and they're in your portfolio, you've worked hard to build that portfolio up, don't sell. If anything, you should be buying more, like I mentioned, buying more. Last year when the market crashed in March, I did a good thing, I didn't sell anything. But what didn't I do well? Buying more. Facebook stock that I loved so much that I bought in 2019 or even 2018, I think. Last year in March, it dipped lower than when I first bought it. And I was like, oh man, I never thought I'd see it this low. That's when I should have been buying it up. Now it's almost at $300. Guess what? Yeah, I would have doubled my money since then. But I kept my shares, which was good, but I didn't buy more of a company that I really believed in. Why do I believe in Facebook? A few reasons. They own WhatsApp, Instagram, they're killing the social media game. Mark Zuckerberg is a legend. We all know that. But more importantly, the stock itself, the company itself was undervalued. You can find that by looking at the PE ratio, look at the forward PE, and you'll understand why I said that. Now, for those of you who have different stocks on your watch list, when that market crash comes, please do also have buying power. Don't have your money tied up, because having your money tied up is one of the worst things to happen during a stock market crash, because then you're forced to sell if you want to create some funds, you want to free up some funds. And being forced to sell, well, in those cases, you might have to write things off as a loss on your taxes. You know about that short-term capital gains tax, so be careful there. But on the other hand, if you do have the buying power, two things I want to mention. And even if you don't have the buying power, it's time to create it. You should go in there and thrive. You've been waiting to see these stocks at a discount. When the market is eventually bullish, you'll be happy you bought, which kind of rolls into my next point. Please keep that long-term perspective, people. Think about a year down the line, 2 years down the line. Right now I'm thinking about the crash from last year, 1 year ago. And again, if I had bought so many different stocks there, I'd be up on pretty much all of them today. So have that long-term perspective. And to have that long-term perspective means buying in the here and the now, buying and not being focused on, if it drops again 5%, 10% the next day. All of that is part of having a long-term perspective. So what stocks would I look at during a stock market crash? What stocks would I be looking to get into? Again, I'm going off experience here. High growth stocks would be, nice to get, but if you see those value stocks drop off, why not get them? More importantly, think about where the economy is right now. We're seeing the economy slowly start to improve. Things slowly start to open up again. Even if it's just very slowly, it is still happening. So that should, ring a bell to you guys quickly. Those airlines, your American Airlines, your Boeings, your Southwests, your Lufthansas, your whatever you're going to invest in, all those stocks, even your Delta Airlines, check those out. Your cruise lines, your Carnivals, your Norwegian cruise lines, check those out. Your travel stocks in general, check those out. Your hotels, your resorts, check all of those out. It is not difficult. When you have a long-term perspective, when you look at what the economy is doing, how the economy is treating itself, how the economy is functioning, how people react to that, keep your eyes peeled. Add to that, if you do see certain stocks which are undervalued, why are you not investing in them? And even if you have to say, you know what, I'm going to buy this stock, I'm not looking at it for the next 3 weeks, do that. That was a big mistake I made last summer. I went into a few different airlines, but I went in really cautiously. American Airlines under $10. If you don't believe that, I can even drop the screenshots. But American Airlines under $10, and I was so hesitant. I was like, but the economy is not getting better anytime soon. But if you think back to it now, I look back at it now, and I'm like, since then it's almost tripled. It might have even tripled by now. I'm like, yeah, well, at the time, I had a short-term perspective. At the time, I didn't have the thought about the economy, about what it's doing, about how people are reacting. And that's what hurts a lot of people in this market. So please, keep the buying power and also keep the long-term perspective. So when is the market crash happening? To be honest with you guys, I feel like it's going to come in 2021. As you guys know, often the market is a reflection of what's happening in the economy and what's happening in the world. And with these global markets, I don't see how we're going to get through 2021 without a market crash somewhere along the line. It might be a market crash of a week. Remember, market crash is not always about the time period. It is about how far the market drops. It might be a market crash of a few days, but I do believe it's going to come sometime soon, and that's why I'm trying to stay cautious. That's why you guys don't see me buying a load of different stocks right now. Not like when we're in the bull market, because the time to buy is, during the real red days, during the times when the market is really suffering. So I'm keeping my eyes peeled, but yeah, I feel like within the next 2 to 3 months, we may see something happening. But on the other hand, I thought we'd see the market correction a bit further down the line. So the stock market crash might also be further down the line. I'm not sure yet. As I've mentioned to you guys, nobody actually knows. Not your favorite guru, not your favorite friend, not your best friend, not your parents, not your family. Nobody knows. So anyone who's telling you the market crash is going to happen here doesn't know. As I mentioned before, the VIX has shown a bit of signs of a further sell-off to come. So do keep your eye on that. Lastly, I do want to say, people, the most important thing we can do in this time is stay prepared. Like I've said already, free up that buying power. Don't let your cash be tied down. Don't have a naive perspective on the market. Don't go into stocks blindly and just buy up the whole market without knowing what you're doing, without knowing sufficient information about the companies, etc., etc. So I hope you guys enjoyed today's video. I hope I didn't scare you guys, and I hope you guys feel more prepared to attack the stock market crash when it does arrive. Again, it might not arrive in 2021, but there's going to be one sometime. So keep this video in your mind, keep it on your playlist, whatever you want to do. Keep it with you and use the information wisely. Lastly, I want to say, check out the free Discord. We talk about stocks there, so please do join that. Also, please check out my stock option starter pack. That will help you, especially during the difficult times in the market, and of course, always in the bull run. But thank you guys so much for watching this video. Check out all those other links in the description as well. I got money making, you got research to be doing. See you guys next time for another video. Peace.
Game over.